Now, my guest tonight has been a photographer for more than 30 years, capturing images of some of the world's best-known faces, from the Queen to David Beckham. But for much of that time, David Katz kept hidden from his colleagues and employers the fact that he is legally blind, until now.
When I was 7 years old, my father gave me my first camera. From that point onwards, I was just hooked. To have the camera in front of my face, looking through the viewfinder, allowed me to see things exactly the way I could see things in my mind.
Well, that was a clip from a documentary about David's story called Through My Lenses, and I'm delighted to say that he joins me now. David, thank you so much for coming in to talk to me. You had a career on Fleet Street as a photographer, and yet you didn't tell anyone that you were legally blind. First of all, why did you make that decision not to tell anyone, and how did you keep it a secret?
I believe I just kept it separate. To me, I didn't see it as a secret or hiding. I felt that I had to keep it separate because obviously, as a professional photographer, if you tell someone that you're legally blind or they think you can't see, they're automatically going to be a bit nervous about their pictures. So I just made sure they didn't need to know. It wasn't relevant. It was just relevant for me to be able to deal with it day to day and to produce the best work I could.
Yeah, and we can see in your photographs how it wasn't relevant. Let's just take a look at, now the first one we're going to take a look at now. Now, this is one of your most well-known photos. Ironically, it's of a streaker.
It is.
But this was back in Lord's Cricket Ground. What do you remember
Correct.
from taking this photo?
Well, I remember hearing a cheer in my right ear after a long day of cricket, and most of the other photographers had gone to the free press bar, and I was one of the only one left up there. And my main reaction was, I was working for the Daily Mail at the time.
Yeah.
That was never going to get in the paper, but I knew I would be in big trouble, as the darkroom guys and the printers were watching it on TV, and they would want that for the wall of the darkroom. And if I didn't get it, I was in bigger trouble probably than if the picture editor would have found out. But they sent a bike in the old days to take the film back, and I phoned the office to say, did they receive it? And they said it's on the front page.
On the front page, exactly. And we've got some other ones as well. Let's just have a look at the next one. I think it's Margaret. There you go. That's you, actually, in the corner. You're on the left-hand side there, with Margaret Thatcher. That was in London. Let's just get to another one as well. So I think we've got one of Princess Diana. Oh, yes, there we are. That's a lovely picture as well.
Thank you. I only ever had one opportunity to photograph Princess Diana, and I was never a paparazzi photographer or that kind of photographer, but there was just one opportunity to photograph her in a nice setting at a ceremony at Westminster Abbey, and I'm very proud and feel very lucky that I got that picture. OK, and the final one as well. We've got to show this one because another wonderful picture of the Queen. I think at Romford Market. Yeah, that has particular relevance because I grew up in Gants Hill, and my mother and my parents used to take us to Romford every weekend. So the Queen at Romford.
It's a lovely picture, David. We've run out of time, but thank you for sharing them with me and your story.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.